rolling, and we are going to the biggest opening game in America.
Oh,
The
boy.
Rutgers Scarlet Knights hosting the Ohio Bobcats. Guys, Rutgers is bringing back a lot of players. On defense, they have their Mike linebacker, Jefe, who's a huge asset to this team. On the offensive side, Rutgers had an absolutely massive incoming transfer addition in DT Sheffield. He's on the Bolitnikoff Award watch list. I personally believe he's a top 5 receiver in college football. They also had a very big running back transfer as well. The Rutgers has a lot of new incoming pieces, and they're much more talented than this Ohio team. We have a line that kind of represents that. Rutgers is favored by 15.5. Now, the total sits at 49.5. So if Ohio gets a couple touchdowns here with what they're projecting on the final score, it'll be tough for Rutgers to potentially cover. JD, I'm going to send it to you. We got Rutgers. We got Ohio. We got college football. What are we taking in this game?
All right, yeah. So as far as this game here, let me see what we got here. So to me, a lot of this game, as far as the total, as far as the spread, as far as basically just how the game goes, to me is going to be dependent on. It's not dependent on one thing, but if this is the major thing to me, and that is the Bobcats, how well they can run the ball. Because as far as actually Rutgers last season, as far as the run defense was definitely not the best.
Yep.
And as far as the Bobcats definitely have a good run game. Plus they have an actual quarterback who can run the ball. He can actually run the ball extremely well. He's a fun guy to watch because he's one of those guys that just won't slide. Like he's just going to take that hit. He's just going to try to get every single yard. He's just fun to watch. But the big thing for them, and especially for him, is when they get that run game, it sets up their actual pass game, but especially their actually quick pass game. He is very good at getting the ball out very fast, and then takes those random, actually deep shots kind of thrown in there. There's kind of actually what you're going to see here. So I think a lot depends on how well the Bobcats can actually do that, or either how well this actually Rutgers team can actually stop that. So that's where there's really where I see everything coming. But as far as the Rutgers offense, I think you were just saying, they are actually bringing back 8 guys. As far as the wide receivers go, there's where they're going to be super strong at here. As far as Sheffield, you brought up him. I mean, as far as a slot guy, I mean, he's great. I mean, you're not. Really
I think he's one of the top 5 in the country.
I was just about to
genuinely mean that.
I was just about to say, as far as slot guy, you're not going to really find anybody better. I mean, you're not. Then who else do they have? What Strong, and is it Duff?
Ian Strong, KJ Duff.
Yeah, I mean
6'7", and Ian Strong is also a very tall, big threat. It's difficult for these mid-major teams that don't have the biggest corners to defend the pass against some of these Big Ten teams, SEC teams. Pro-style offenses tend to have a lot of success with big receivers against these smaller programs in the MAC, such as Ohio.
Yep, correct. And as far as Rutgers go, they have a very good offensive line, and it's definitely going to look good against a team like actually this, because actually their defensive line is not bad. But okay, so look, as far as the Bobcats' defense last year, they were great. I mean, they were very strong against schools, that were on the same level as actually them. Matter of fact, I mean, they just stopped. I think last year per game they only gave up an average of actually 17 or 18 points. Their defense was good, but when they played a bigger school, like they will be here tomorrow night, they played 2 games like that last year, and in those games they ended up giving up 38 and then actually 41 points. So, but we already talked about how we talked about how as far as the actual Rutgers pass game, it's going to be very strong. Well, that is where Ohio has troubles. That is where they are not good, and I can see them getting burned a lot here. And I think Rutgers is going to be able to put up quite a few points. With saying that, I do think the Bobcats here that they will be able to actually score also. To get us up and over this actually total of only 49 points here. To me, this is just too low. As far as the spread, I would still lean to the actual Rutgers side with actually laying the points. So with that all being said, that also means I like the Rutgers team total over.
I like it. I like it. I'm going to like taking Rutgers more points than they're supposed to get, so I'm going to be happy with that. I am taking Rutgers. One thing I've read a lot about this Ohio offensive line is that it's a completely new offensive line, and it's full of guys that have never played in a Power 5 conference. That's a real issue. Where Rutgers has defensive ends Eric O'Neill and Bradley Weaver. Bradley Weaver, a former Bobcat from Ohio, who was their best defensive player, who transferred to Rutgers. Both of them combined last year had a total of 22 sacks. Ohio's offensive line this year, they're returning 2 starters. One of them was the worst starter on the offensive line last year. And against a team like Rutgers that will blitz, will have pressure in the backfield all night long, I think they will struggle. And you said about the offensive side for Rutgers, they're going to be airing it out. Quarterback Ethan Kaliak-Manis has been there for a while now. It's his second year coming over from Minnesota before last season. He's a mobile quarterback, too. He can get out of the pocket and release the ball and throw on the run very well. I think Rutgers wins this one pretty easily. Going to be honest here. I think Rutgers is going to surprise some people this season as well. I think they're going to be a decent team. So give me Rutgers minus 15.5. They should win by 3 touchdowns, in my opinion. Jefe, tell me why you love Ohio, even though you wear a Rutgers jacket on this show frequently.
Nah, I was just messing with you. I can't back Ohio here.
All morning, by the way, peel back the curtain. All morning, this Jefe guy, whoever the hell he is, this Jefe guy was screaming he was going to be taking Ohio money line. So I guess you were trolling me.
Yeah, no, I can't back Ohio. Listen, they got a whole new coaching regime coming in. You guys both spoke to what Rutgers has returning, and both from the transfer portal. I actually kind of totally am line in step with what JD said. I see this as an over, and I also see a path to where Rutgers can cover the spread. Although I'm just going to make this short and sweet. My official POD here is going to be the over 49.5. I think this is going to be your typical game, first game of the season. Both teams feeling each other out in the first half. Mistakes are going to be made. Blown coverages are going to be often. Second half, you're going to see a tighter game plan from both. And I think that's where you'll see Rutgers and possibly the running attack create some space between them and Ohio. I can see this being Rutgers in the 30s and Ohio in the high teens or very low 20s. Either way, I'm more confident in the overhitting than Rutgers covering 15.5. If this was 13.5, I'd be a little bit more comfortable taking Rutgers. But that 15.5, you're literally asking for 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal. And you know how that goes. And then who knows where this game is in the fourth quarter, and college football gets really funky.
The one thing I want to add to that, remember from last year, Rutgers was a team that ran it up. At the end of games, they know they're fighting for bowl position in the Big Ten. They have to have a big margin of victory. We saw that frequently. There was a game last year that the whole world went nuts over because there was 5 seconds left. Rutgers did a hurry up 30 points, and scored to cover by hustling up to the line with 5 seconds left on a running clock. So Rutgers is the type of team that will run the score up and get the cover. So we'll see how this one plays out. I am definitely confident. If Rutgers wins 55-0, we are all happy campers. Let's see that happen. Oh, neither of your phones will stop ringing if Rutgers wins this game 55-0. Neither of you. Anything else you guys want to add on future NCAA?